Alrighty, this is just going to be a super brief video on polarity. So we talked about electronegativity when we talked about periodic table trends, and we know that electronegativity is an element's ability to attract electrons. So if you have a high electronegativity, you're really strong. You hold your electrons really close. You have a high ionization energy. You don't want to give up those electrons. Polarity plays hand in hand with electronegativity. So the definition of polarity is a polar molecule that arises when one of the atoms exerts a stronger attractive force on the electrons in a bond. So today we're going to start talking about bonding and what bonding is. Polarity is very prevalent whenever things are bonding. So when we look at a bond between oxygen and hydrogen of H2O, we know that oxygen has a higher electronegativity than hydrogen because it's further up and further to the right than hydrogen. So it has an electronegativity of 3.5 and hydrogen has an electronegativity of 2.1. Because 3.5 is higher than 2.1, oxygen is stronger than hydrogen. So oxygen holds its electrons just a little bit tighter. So it's like you're pulling on a rope, you're having a tug of war, and whoever's stronger holds the rope closer to themselves or holds the electron closer to themselves. Because they're holding the electron tighter, they give themselves a slightly negative charge. So this oxygen is going to exhibit a slight negative charge even though it's participating in a bond with hydrogen. Hydrogen's going to have a slight positive charge because it's slightly losing that electron. It still has that electron, so it's not completely positively charged, but it just has a very, very slight positive charge. Polarity is important because polarity is how water bonds to each other. It's how things can interact because of polarity. Okay, so what you're going to do today for your homework is if you pull up in Canvas, you have this document to work on. Let me make my screen bigger. So basically we're going to connect what we learned about polarity to what we also learned in our bonding inquiry activity. So you're going to be identifying if things is an ionic or covalent bond based on electronegativities. Okay, so it says up top that if the electronegativity difference is greater than 2, it's an ionic bond, whereas if it is greater than here, or the electronegativity difference is closer to here, it's a covalent bond. Okay, so you're going to be circling which is which. The polarity or electronegativities of each of these is located in this electronegativity periodic table down here. If you have questions on this, please let me know. Otherwise, good luck.